Yo, I got a real question. Ben Simmons is trying to make an NBA comeback. So why are people already talking about the Lakers? Because before we start putting this man in purple and gold, I think we need to ask a much simpler question. What problem does Ben Simmons actually solve for this Lakers team? What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome back to Lakers Sovereign. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Let's put the pieces together. So here's where we are right now. Ben Simmons is trying to get back in the NBA. He's reportedly training without restrictions with the Australia's national team. Multiple teams have shown interest. And there's reportedly a non-guaranteed offer from a Western Conference team already on the table. Simmons is even open to a minimum contract. So this isn't me saying Ben Simmons is finished. However, he's trying to prove he's not. But that's exactly why the Lakers question is interesting. Because there's a difference between can Ben Simmons help an NBA team and should the Lakers be the team betting on him? See, those are two completely different questions. Let's keep it a stat. Ben Simmons was a problem. 6'10", point guard skills, rookie of the year, 3-time All-Star, All-NBA, 2-time All-Defensive. He could defend multiple positions. He could grab a rebound and instantly push the ball. He could find cutters, create transition opportunities, and run a team without needing to score 25 a night. At his best, Simmons was one of those players in the basketball world that you kind of looked at and said, yo, he's really unique. But then the league figured out the other side of the equation. Teams stopped respecting his jumper. The half court became complicated. Injuries kept interrupting his availability. And the player we saw earlier in Philly became harder and harder to find. His 2024-25 season tells you exactly where things stood. Across 51 games with Brooklyn and the Clippers, Simmons averaged 5 points a game, 4.7 rebounds, 5.6 assists. And he didn't play at all during the 25-26 NBA season. His last NBA appearance came in April 2025. So now we're looking at the former number one pick, 30 years old, trying to prove he can stay healthy and carve out another NBA role. And that's where this question gets interesting. If you're rocking with today's chapter, I appreciate y'all. For real. Basketball built on context, not chaos. Let's keep it going and flowing. So, what does Simmons actually give you? At least the last that we saw. Let's start with the positives. Ben Simmons can still give you size. He's 6'10". He can defend, he can pass, he can push the ball. He could create advantages in transition, and if he's healthy, there are still lineups where his defensive versatility and passing matter. I'm not pretending that's nothing, because it isn't. But now let's flip the card over. What does he not give you? He's not a reliable shooter. He doesn't provide scoring pressure. His half-court fit has always been complicated. And the biggest question of all, can you count on him being available? That's not disrespect. That's his recent NBA history. Now let's bring this back to Los Angeles. The Lakers aren't building around LeBron anymore. The chapter is over. LeBron has moved on to Philadelphia. The Lakers' present and future is Luka Dončić. And that comes with this conversation and saying, what does Luka need? Spacing, shooting, rim pressure, athleticism, defense that doesn't destroy the offense, and players who can stay on the floor. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but where the hell does Ben Simmons fit into that equation? Because Simmons, yeah, he brings defense, passing and transition play, last we saw. But if your primary ball handler is Luka Dončić, not to mention you already got Austin Reeves as a secondary ball handler, do you really want another player whose best offensive value comes from having the ball in his hands? That's where I start having a problem. Now I know what somebody's going to say. It's the minimum, and I get that. If Simmons comes in healthy, defends, passes, rebounds, and accepts the limited role, maybe there's something there. I'm not completely closing the door, but here's the sovereign question. Is Ben Simmons the best gamble for this roster? Let me say that again. Is Ben Simmons the best gamble for this roster? Because even a minimum contract costs you something. A roster spot, minutes, lineup flexibility. And it could cost you the chance to add a player who actually fills one of your biggest needs. That's the part I don't want Laker fans to skip over. Yo, look, here's where I'm at. I'm not disrespecting Ben Simmons. I'm not saying he can't help an NBA team. And I'm not saying he can't make this comeback. If he gets healthy and proves he can defend, pass, and contribute without compromising the lineup, I'll give him his credit. But the Lakers aren't in the business of fixing careers. They're in the business of building around Luka. And right now, I'd rather use that roster spot on somebody who solves the Lakers' problems, not somebody who asks the Lakers to solve theirs. So my verdict, Ben Simmons is worth watching. I'm just not convinced he's worth bringing in Los Angeles. Nah, I'll pass. Because the Lakers don't need to prove they can resurrect Ben Simmons. They need to prove they can build the right team around Luka Dončić. And those are two completely different missions. So let me ask y'all, if Ben Simmons becomes available on a minimum type deal, do you take the gamble? Or do you use that roster spot on a player who gives Luka exactly what this Laker team needs? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm leaning no on Simmons. But I want to hear from y'all. Let me know what you think. With that being said, this concludes this chapter. As usual, stay focused, stay locked in, stay sovereign. Peace.